Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chelsea if you're new here. Obviously by the title of this video, today I'm going to be talking about how I knew I was pregnant. You can't really know that you're pregnant until you get a positive, but there were definitely a lot of signs and symptoms leading up to my positive pregnancy test that I want to talk about today. I do actually have PCOS. It's practically impossible to track your ovulation and to know your DPO, which is considered your days past ovulation. The way PCOS really manifested itself was through a lot of missed periods. It was really hard for me to track if I was actually ovulating or not, and because your levels can be so different from the average woman, sometimes those like ovulation little strips and stuff don't work. So I have a whole bunch of symptoms written down for literally a full 14 days from when I thought I was pregnant leading up to the day that I found out, that I want to talk about and go through day by day. I do just quickly want to say that me and my husband were not trying. So a lot of me having these symptoms and the things that I've written down, I was speculating, like, could this possibly be pregnancy? But I was also just really curious and was just really trying to track my body. I also want to say to everyone who has PCOS, if you're struggling with getting pregnant, having any sort of issues with infertility or anything like that, my heart really goes out to you. Even though I am currently pregnant and this was a beautiful surprise for me and my husband, I can relate to the feeling of being upset because it could be challenging. So let's just get into it and talk about my first symptom. I used an app called Clue to track all of my symptoms and my period, and it really helped guesstimate for me. Like I said, with PCOS you could skip a month, and so sometimes it's hard for those apps to kind of fully understand your body. But according to my app, I was supposed to have my period on December 2nd, and I remember this day so vividly because I went to our town's Christmas parade that we have here with some of my girlfriends. I got a drink and I was like, yeah guys, cheers to me not starting my period today. And they both were just silent. One of my friends actually took a photo, but it was like subconsciously I already knew, but like I didn't know. So December 2nd, I was supposed to start my period, and what was really weird is that day I had some brown discharge. And I've had this in the past because with PCOS sometimes you go 3, 4, 5 months without having a period, and so all of that buildup can look more brownish than red. I had some brown discharge, but it wasn't like what I had in the past. It was just very minimal, panty liner type situation, nothing crazy, no need for any sort of tampon or anything like that. I was psycho and I thought I had implantation bleeding. I don't know if that's a thing. I did so much research on it. I have no clue. So I believe December 2nd was around the implantation time. That was kind of like the first thing that happened, was the day that I missed my period. But again, that date was according to the app, and with PCOS you never really know. So obviously I'm psycho and I think I have implantation bleeding. I'm Googling, watching so many videos. So the next few days I'm pretty like psycho with the things that I'm tracking. So on December 3rd and 4th, I wrote down that I had cramping, that I had weird dreams, that I was really bloated and had a lot of constipation. I struggle with GI tract issues anyways, so the constipation and bloating could be related to pregnancy, or it could have just been my everyday life. The dream thing was kind of weird. That did keep me on my toes a little bit, being like, is this happening? And then obviously the cramping, I was just like, okay, but I could just be getting my period. So regardless, like those symptoms just weren't enough to say like yes or no. On the Thursday, December 2nd, when I had the implantation bleeding, I waited until Monday, which was December 6th, to take my first pregnancy test. This day I really thought I was pregnant. I wrote down that I had a hot flash, which was kind of weird for me, but I tested that afternoon, so it definitely wasn't with the first morning pee, just because I couldn't wait and I needed to know. And it was negative. I had already gone 5 days kind of being psycho, Googling too much, watching way too many videos. I just decided I was just gonna put this to rest, that my period was coming, that, you know, everything had just gotten weird because of the holidays and PCOS and everything. So I just decided to not track things anymore, to not let my mind go there. I really wanted to have control over my mind because it can be so damaging the rabbit hole that you could send yourself down. You can think every little thing is a sign. I just decided just to stop overanalyzing things. On December 13th, 14th, and 15th, I vividly remember being so hungry, like so hungry and so exhausted. I will never forget this day. I was like hanging out in my new office because I was painting it white, and I was just chatting with some girls. They had brought me Chick-fil-A for lunch, and so I usually just get like a normal 8-count meal, and most of the time I can never finish it. Well, that day I finished the whole meal, and then I was still hungry, which I don't know, maybe you can do that, but that's just not normal for me. So I just like knew my body, and I knew that I was super hungry, and I just remember like eating so much more food. I remember my boobs started hurting, but once again, I was thinking my period was gonna come, and so those symptoms are very much alike. Anyways, those 3 days, I just remember being so hungry and so tired. And I would come home every day after work. I'd get off at 3, come home, and I would take a nap before dinner. Like I would lay in my bed. I did not want to talk to anyone, did not want to be on my phone. I literally just wanted to sleep. That was kind of weird, but I didn't really notice in the moment. It was just happening. I was just like, maybe I'm just tired. Like it's the Christmas season. We have a lot going on. Like I didn't let my brain go there to thinking it could be a symptom. On Wednesday, I had gotten a gift card from one of my girlfriends for a Christmas present to get my nails done. And so I went to this nail salon, and I was super extra and got like an extra design, something that I probably typically wouldn't have paid for, but I had a gift card. So I was gonna treat myself for the holiday season and get something cute. And I went to the nail salon, got my nails done, and I went to pay. And they were like, oh, sorry, this is a gift card for the other salon with the same name. And I was like, oh. And so I paid, and I went back to my car. I sat down and I started bawling. Like I was bawling. I was like, I am such an idiot. I went to the wrong nail salon. I can't believe I spent all that money. That is so crazy, blah, 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 blah. And I came home and I was still crying, and I was like crying to Drew. And at the time my sister lived with us, and I was just like, I don't want to talk to anyone. And I just locked myself in my room, and I just full on like went into this emotional breakdown. Literally remember they like brought me bagel bites in bed because that's what I wanted to eat, and I didn't want to like get out of my bed, and I was an emotional mess. And that's how I ended the night. I had an emotional breakdown. So Thursday, next day, was the last day of my work week. We had a big Christmas party that night for my job, and I was getting ready, and I was just kind of reflecting. I was like, you know what? It's been 2 weeks since I was supposed to start my period, and I haven't started my period. And then as I was curling my hair, I was like, I've eaten so much food the past few days. I've napped every day. Like that's not normal for me. And I was like, I had the emotional breakdown. And I was standing in my bathroom, and I was like, I'm pregnant. Like I just know it. Finished curling my hair, I didn't do my makeup, and I went to Walmart and I grabbed a really cheap test that I could pay for in cash. Wanted to take the test like ASAP because Drew was home, and I don't know why I didn't want to get home. I just had to know in that moment because it just became so real in my mind, and it was almost like I just need to know or not know at this point. Like I can't wait. And so I went to Hobby Lobby, which was right next to Walmart in our town. And because Walmart bathroom is disgusting, I went to the Hobby Lobby bathroom. I peed on a little thing, and before like you could even just like turn it from taking the test, there was a second line. I was freaking out. I just like put the test in my pocket. I went to go wash my hands, and I started to like immediately sweat. I like ran to my car, and that's how I found out I was pregnant. But you can watch that separate video to see those clips and see me tell Drew. But I was pregnant. In that moment, I knew in my mind that everything I had been feeling was real, and I felt so justified. So I think I probably could have tested a week earlier, and it would have been like a really, really faint line, and then I would have driven myself crazy for days. So I'm kind of glad that I waited. I'm glad that I just dismissed those thoughts from my mind. I still just cannot believe I'm pregnant. I'm 22 weeks right now. We're over halfway, and we are just so excited. We're having a little girl. We cannot wait to meet her. I just want to encourage everyone who has received that PCOS diagnosis that there is hope, that beyond medication, beyond plans beyond tracking. There's something so much greater that will allow your dreams to come true and on time. For Drew and I, this was so unexpected, but it is so perfect for us and we're so excited. So that's my story. That is how I got pregnant with PCOS. It was honestly a miracle. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Comment down below if you have PCOS and you just need encouragement. I would love nothing more to encourage you. Or if you're currently trying to get pregnant, I just want to create a place where we can be encouraging of each other and women can find freedom. I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you in my next video. You know, why are all of pregnancy and period symptoms kind of similar? Like, I think that's just kind of rude.